What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Superman Lost issue number 2. When Superman had gone out on a mission, he told Lois that he would be right back. And while to Lois' perception, it was only just a little bit of time, for Superman, he was gone for 20 years. This story is not only going to be following Superman as he readjusts to Earth, but also the places that he was at for the last 20 years. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Lois and Bruce having a conversation. Lois currently investigating somebody, but the more pressing matter is what is going on with Superman. Batman is very curious on how he is doing, and right now he is doing exactly as you would expect. 20 years away, lost in space, away from everybody that he loves and cares about. It appears that he's not even used to sleeping in a bed any longer, because when Lois comes into the room, she finds him laying on the ground. He lays on the ground and he is not breathing. He completely zones out. When he comes back to, Lois is sitting there struggling to try and get him to breathe. And Superman didn't even realize he was doing this. He grew so accustomed to holding his breath for long periods of time that this is almost second nature for him. We are seeing that the readjustment, it is becoming a very big struggle for him. But this is what takes us out into space. Somewhere lost in the galaxy, we have an alien ship with a bunch of crew members that are investigating the wreckage where Superman is. They appear to be a salvage team. Looking at all the mess that is here, they are recognizing this is probably not worth their time, not worth their fuel to tow this back. While they investigate, that is where they see Superman. One of them seeing Superman's cape, they kinda want to take it for their own. And so they bring Superman on board. When Superman goes to breathe in, we see him almost instantly collapse. They are working to figure out the language and the vocabulary that he uses. They're also trying to figure out what kind of atmosphere Superman lives in. Once they finally pin down his biology, understanding that they need oxygen and nitrogen, we see Superman breathe again, locked away in a different part of the ship. They are observing him through monitors. When they ask how he ended up all the way out here, he goes on to explain exactly what happened with that quantum singularity, the creation of an artificial black hole. When he goes on to explain that he had stabilized this, or at least attempted to, all by himself, that he was somehow going to collapse a quantum singularity. They find this a little unbelievable, but he goes on to explain that his species, it expresses significant biochemical reactions to gravity. These reactions, in combination with a variety of properties from solar radiation, this produces a range of abilities that are very unique to his species. Having a flashback of Superman trying to stop all of this from happening. Not sure if anybody can hear him, but he is giving the guidance that he can. With the singularity collapsing, Superman finds himself being sucked into it. But Superman's body was completing the circuit. The singularity is collapsing, activating the star drive in the ship. Knowing that it's about to jump to hyperspace, he takes off the lasso of truth, and he disappeared into the cosmos. And of course, these individuals, they're finding all of this super hard to believe. But they let Superman know that they found his home planet, that this is third away from the star, telling him that this will be 3,200 credits. Superman says that he has no money. When they ask for his cape, he tells them no. Seeing that this guy isn't gonna pay up, they drop Superman onto a random planet. As Superman falls through the atmosphere, he is finding it very hard to gain control. He sees that it has 2 moons, which means this is not Earth. Superman going and falling from the sky. He lands on the ground to find himself surrounded by masked individuals, all of them using some kind of technology, almost like a cell phone if you will, trying to have communication with them, asking if they have a transmitter. When he grabs one of them, they all run away, but Clark is simply trying to have a conversation. The kid ripping his mask off, we see that this is a respirator. With Superman letting him go, this kid goes running off. Superman looking around this planet, seeing that the air pollution, it's pretty bad here, but it's still breathable. Superman taking off into the air. He quickly finds himself falling back down to the ground. Gravity and whatever is going on with their sun. There are so many variables on this new planet, but he's got to learn it all over again. The gravity here is much heavier. Just taking off feels like he has a tank that is on his back. It takes him a few steps, but he gets up into the air. He goes to investigate this planet, very similar to humans and Kryptonians. And of course, war. Extreme environmental sectors across the continent. A great variety of cultures. As he comes up to a giant ice wall, it has some kind of writing on it, but he doesn't understand what it says. As he goes onto the other side, what we see is some kind of huge farming area. That's when he hears a voice telling him that that warning was to stay away. That the writing on the side of that mountain says dead zone, do not pass. That this region is a toxic wasteland, and it is all thanks to the Zealots, or what they are called the New Ark, the mud people that Superman had tried talking to. This is when this guy says that his name is Victor, or at least that's what Superman believes at first. But their translator, it's not perfect. Victor is not his name, it is what he is. Leader of the Republic. He says that he is the people's friend. Superman understanding that this is the Victor. But the Victor is also recognizing that Superman can breathe oxygen. He does this without any kind of nasal implant. We can assume that the Victor does have them. Asking how Superman was able to survive the vacuum of space, Superman yet again goes into telling his story. Displaced by an artificial singularity, he ended up in another star system, that he can survive in space subject to a variety of conditions. Asking how long he's been lost out there. At this point, Superman doesn't know. Without his sun to rise and set, he kind of lost track. But Superman's first real question is the people here, how can I help them? And the Victor says that you cannot, and neither can he. It is not theirs to violate the will of the people, even when we disagree with what they are doing. But the Victor says that we cannot be helped, and we also cannot help you. That they have a few tools, meager supplies, and a personal survival kit. He tells Clark to go home, to go find where it is you belong, because our problems are way too big for you. This is where we see Superman flying off of this planet, having that survival kit, and it appears that he has a new kind of suit. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And if my voice was cracking through any of this, I apologize. I was at a football game the other day and my voice has been going in and out ever since then. But when it comes to the Superman Lost storyline, I really am enjoying this so far. You know, when Superman was talking to the Victor, he asked him what this planet's name is. The Victor told him that it doesn't have a name. But if you were going to name it, what would you name it? Superman says that he would have named it Kansas. This makes us believe that there is no way Superman is leaving this planet. He may be going up in space to investigate a little bit further, but the first person he meets is a young boy that goes by the name of Jimmy. It's really spelled closer to like shimmy. And the thing I love about Superman is as soon as he gets on this planet, he sees the trouble that they are in. The first question he has come out of his mouth is, how can I help these people? That is the great thing about Superman. Even displaced somewhere in the cosmos, away from his loved ones, away from his family, Superman is still stepping up to save innocent people. And he does this without hesitation. He doesn't ask what they can do for him. He simply says, what can I do for you? and his new all-white suit. That's going to be very interesting to see if it has any unique attributes to it. As it stands, it looks like it's more just something for someone to be able to survive in space. Kind of like a spacesuit for this planet. But I will bet my bottom dollar that Superman is going to be staying on this planet and he is going to help try to solve whatever issues they have going on. But I do hope that this is not the only planet we are stopping at. There is a big cosmos out there, and there are so many planets that could use the help of Superman. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series. Be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with Superman Lost. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.